And a National Day of Mourning as the nation honors former President Jimmy Carter. We will look back at a unique Chicago connection to presidential funerals going back to 1865. The News at 5 starts now. The tradition for honoring the life and legacy of a president was altered right here in Chicago in the 1800s, believe it or not, during President Abraham Lincoln's funeral.
It is an interesting bit of history. NBC5's Courtney Sisk is taking us through that history of the railroad's role in presidential memorials.
President Jimmy Carter making his journey to his final resting place in Georgia as the country watches, honoring his legacy. Each fallen president makes a similar journey leading up to their funeral and burial. The tradition, though, largely altered back in 1865 during President Abraham Lincoln's funeral.
This was the first time that a train was used.
Michael Shymanski of the Historic Pullman Foundation in Chicago details how George Pullman, a pioneer of railroad travel, had just completed the first luxury sleeping car, changing the game for cross-country travel. Pullman offered up 2 of the new model train cars to be used for dignitaries in Lincoln's funeral procession from Chicago to Springfield.
It established a major tradition.
Having this funeral train that moved across the country allowed Americans, thousands and thousands of Americans, to feel like they were a part of that national observation or in grieving of a president.
The exposure from Lincoln's funeral train helped boost Pullman's reputation and laid the foundation for the factory to come right here to Chicago.
It was a gracious thing to offer the car, but it was also a very smart business thing to have this opportunity to introduce this new revolutionary product.
2 years following the funeral, Pullman's Palace Car Company was officially incorporated in Illinois and influenced railroads across the country to adapt to a new way of travel.
Like the Michigan Central started to make adjustments to accommodate Pullman cars. And so it was a big deal.
A deal that paved the way we move and honor American leaders today. Courtney Sisk, NBC5 News.
An interesting tie I never knew about. Our thanks to Courtney.
All right, well, still ahead here on our News at 5.